Doc Organo Show!
Good morning, everybody. Live from the Xfinity Studios. This is the Anthony Organo Show. Happy Monday. Victory Monday to all. We're brought to you by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Yes, so the new math is 6 halves equal 4-0. 5 halves equal 4-0. That's kind of the math. Yesterday, one good half again, one bad half. But somehow it's turned into 4-0. And on a sizzling Sunday afternoon in Tampa, as they're about to wilt under the Florida sun, a couple rookies make some big plays, and they get bailed out. Now, it was a great first half. It was a party in the first half. And the team that had been their bugaboo, right? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the team they couldn't beat all these times, Todd Bowles and blitzing Bowles and all this stuff. Baker, they won. Now, the offense is a mess, and we'll get to it, but I mean, the first half, the game started out, was outrageous. You saw Latu with the block. Sidney Brown takes it in. Special teams cooking. That's right. How about that, Coach Clay? Special teams cooking. And they get started early. Quick touchdown. Tampa out. 3 and out. Next thing you know, birds come right down the field. It looks great. 8 plays, 73 yards. There's Hurts to Goddard. Hurts looks good. 14-3. 3 more, 3 and out again. And here come the Birds offense again. Wow, right? Look at this. 12 plays, 54 yards. Big play to Devontae. Big play to Goddard. Another Goddard touchdown. It's 21-3. Birds make it 24-3. And it was like, wow. You had that weird feeling, especially at the end of the half, when McLaughlin, the Tampa kicker, boots a 65-yard field goal. Like, we got to talk about at some point. These field goals are ridiculous. 65 yards. What? Used to be like, you made a 50-yarder, that was a tester. This dude's making 65. He later gets a 58-yarder. But the Eagles look good, right? The Eagles look fantastic. The offense, I mean, they still couldn't run the ball in the first half, but Jalen was making plays. They were doing what they have to do. It was working. Mismatches were working. Big run here. Now, obviously, it wasn't fluid, and it wasn't big strike. We'll know all about the big strikes in the second half against the defense. But you looked at the Eagles' offense, you were like, all right, like this is kind of how they win. It's who they are. And it's 24-6. You're feeling good. And then the second half happens. And just the offense alone. 3 and out, -9 yards. 3 and out, 7 yards. 3 and out, -7 yards. Then they get the gift, right? There was the fumble by Bucky Irving, and they get a gift. And that results in a touchdown, the fake tush push. And it's 31-13. So you're still feeling like, all right, well, the gift, that's going to kill them. And you thought it was going to kill them. Tampa comes back again with a long touchdown. But again, the offense, 3 plays, 0 yards. 3 plays, 8 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3 and outs in the second half. Way too conservative play calling. Hurts is awful in the second half. As good as he was in the first half, he missed throws. The play calling on the Patullo was just awful. Way too conservative. You can't let this team hang around. It's sizzling. You're leading your defense out to melt. Like, you can't blame the defense. There's a breakdown from Jahad Campbell. And he later gets the big pick. And there's a breakdown on the Bucky Irving play. You have the Ibuka play and then the Bucky Irving play. So you had a couple breakdowns in this long heat, right? There should have been safety help, and there was none by Makuba. And then Campbell couldn't stay with Bucky, and you get what you get. All right. You got to be more offensive. Patullo has to be more aggressive with this offense. Way conservative. We saw it, right? So here you go. Good half, first half, Dallas. Bad second half. Chiefs, kind of two bad halves. You give them credit because they won the game, but offensively, I mean, they were bad or kind of mediocre. First half better than the second half. And then you keep going, right? It was last week. And last week against the Rams, bad first half, great second half. This week, great first half, bad second half. And so you see it. Let's go. 3 halves gets you to 4-0 is the new math, VG.
Win's a win. 4-0. You know, I got to keep the main thing.
Oh, I think you do.
That's a big win. I mean, again.
I'm not leading with the negative. Yeah. I'm just giving you, give you the story of the game. The story of the game is, they're 4-0, and somehow, and I know that they are perplexed about what's going on with the offense. Now, the beauty is you get the rest on 4-0. Mm-hmm. And you're probably going to beat Denver. Denver's short week. They're playing tonight. You get them next week. And then you get the Giants without Malik Neighbors, right? So, and a rookie quarterback. Mm-hmm. So, there lies 6-0. Like, I can see them continue to rack up the wins. And, you can figure the offense out as it goes.
Feels like every time, it's the same story with this team. Like, they're winning, and people say, "Oh, you can't sustain it like this."
Well,
maybe they find a way to.
I think that's the story, is that they can.
Yeah.
Because they have now won 20 of 21
Which
games.
Which is insane. Insane in the National Football League.
20 of 21 games. And you could get even more insane, because if you take it without AJ Brown, right, Hurts, and Devontae in the lineup, when they all play, it's even better than that. But that brings us to AJ Brown, because AJ Brown sends out a cryptic message, and there it is.
Wow, wee, wow.
All right? He quotes scripture. And why don't you read it?
Well, if you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. How do these athletes have access to all these scriptures and stuff? For like a perfectly timed scripture like that? I'm amazed that they have set them ready. Yeah,
that's strong. That's AJ Brown tweeting that.
Yeah, we've said last year it was like, all right, they're not throwing a lot of the receivers to the running game. If they win, it's going to be cool. But I don't know if they're up for it year 2 of this. Winning once like that was okay.
Right.
But I don't know if they're up for another year
of afterthought. He was an afterthought again in the offense. Right? Like, he's been an afterthought for really the whole season. They can't run the ball, and then they don't get AJ involved.
It was interesting because the first half, I was making notes. I was like, that was a perfect first half, except, AJ wasn't really involved. And that's a big thing.
Nor was Saquon, by the way.
Right. There was a lot of things going on. I mean, no one runs against the Bucs, so that's one thing. They haven't given up 50 yards to any rusher all year.
That's true.
So that's a good rush defense. I can't.
Yeah, I could easily say that if Saquon was good in any other game.
Right.
He hasn't been free in any other game. I thought he ran the ball really well against the Rams. Really well against the Chiefs. 22 carries, 88 yards.
Yeah, I guess 9 in the box.
Grinding it. Like you saw yesterday what Spags did to the Ravens offense, right? So, there's but he has not gotten free.
I mean, a lot of that is the offensive line, you think?
Oh, I
Lane's
think
dinged
for
up.
sure.
Landon's dinged up. Steen isn't Becton. There's a lot going on there. I think that plays
In the
into
run game, he's not Becton. In
Yeah.
the run game. I think there's many issues at the offense.
I think they were. It seemed at some point he was forcing it to AJ, and just bad throws. They weren't even there. Like they weren't even catchable balls.
He's late on the throw.
That's the thing. Is AJ covered or is he late on every break? He's late.
He's late. He was 0 for 7 in the second half. He was late on those throws. But in fairness to him, the play calls are horrible.
And like
way too conservative. What are you doing?
Especially this.
Patullo's got to open it up, VG.
Dude, the second half, I understand the theory is like you got the lead, you run the ball, but you're not running the ball, not against Tampa. And you're not running on first down. Every first down was a Saquon handoff. You know they're going to have a tendency to run on first down.
I don't understand either. When's the last pure screen they ran?
That's a great question.
Any thoughts?
Especially with the way teams are blitzing them.
Right. When's the last pure screen that you ran to get Saquon the ball in space where he's a little free?
I need you to make it makes sense. Is this a Patullo thing? Because the chat's going nuts about Patullo.
It should.
Is that where we're at?
Well, I think he gets way too conservative.
Is that Nick being conservative?
No, it's
with
him.
An edict to be like, we want to.
Well, I'm sure there's somewhat of an edict, but he's too conservative, Patullo. Jalen is like he has these spells. Like he was not good in the second half. He was bad.
Horrible.
He's late, and it's what drives receivers nuts.
Well, he's late, and he also doesn't have the zip. He's not a guy who can be late with the zip arm and get it in.
He's never had that, but that's not what he is.
Right.
He wins because he's a point guard, right? But sometimes a point guard's not going to be the shooter, in this case, the receiver, isn't getting the ball, so he's upset. So if you want to give the culprits. Number one would be the OC because it's about the coaching, right? And you can lump Sirianni in that. Then number two is the quarterback because he's got to get you the ball and he's got to see it and he's got to read it quick and he's got to get the ball out quick. Number three is protection, the O-line, which I think is stunting the run game. And when you stunt the run game, that's going to hurt the pass game. So you have those issues at play.
I don't know if you saw any Avant yesterday on a post game.
I love Avant.
Avant had made the comment. He said when he watches AJ Brown, the coverage is playing him like he can't run past them. They're sitting on it. And he said, I don't know if he can run past it. Like, I don't know if it's a hamstring issue, but they're playing him like he can't. And the routes need to get a little more creative knowing that.
Right, because they're playing him over top.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing him over top, which is how you would want to play, because you don't want to just... You don't see press man against AJ. If there's press man, he'll beat press man. We saw press man against the Steelers last year, right?
Right.
He beats press man. Teams aren't stupid. Defensive coordinators go, well, I just got to keep him in front of me.
Right.
All right? Because now all of a sudden, Jalen's got to throw in a window.
Yeah, and that's not happening.
He's not a window guy. Well, for one, the coordinator is not creative. I mean, I like
There's some nice plays in the first half. Andy Reedish kind of plays in the first half.
Yeah, the
shuffle passes.
Yeah, I mean, and then the fake tush push.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a really well designed play.
You should be doing, right?
Yeah, But it's just worrisome. Like you see comments last week. Mailata had some comments that were like, he basically said this isn't sustainable. And then after yesterday's game, he sounds like you and me saying like, throwing a little play action would be nice every now and then. So if you have your offensive lineman saying stuff like that to the press afterwards,
well, I think
everybody's frustrated on the offense at this point.
Well, that's it. Like that's where your offense coordinator's got to be able to take control of this thing. If you have too many bad halves, like that's a problem. That's a problem. If you're too conservative, if you're lacking design down the field. Like we talk about it. Like there's a lot that needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean I'm putting together like notes and stuff. It's a win. You feel great. That was a game. They got the demon off their back. Ding dong, the witch is dead. They beat the Bucs in Tampa in the heat. I do also think The Heat does come into play. That second half, they looked winded. The tackling was terrible in the second half, and I think that's fatigue and heat. And they're just all those 3 and outs are just crushing the defense.
Yeah, I think the Heat. Listen, you don't give up 2 big plays because you're fresh.
Right.
The second half, again, here's your second half. 3 plays minus 9 yards. 3 plays 7 yards. 3 plays minus 7 yards. Touchdown off the fumble, the gift.
Still nothing in the air, though, right? That was all ground game.
3 plays 0 yards. 3 plays 8 yards.
It is outrageous. Like, with the offensive talent that this team has, coming off the Super Bowl, winning 19 of 20, that they had a half of minus 1 yard passing and followed it up basically like a week or 2 later with a half of 0 yards passing.
I know.
It's not even one of the. If you could bet on that, you'd be.
Well, that's the thing. Why
1,000 to 1.
It's the most perplexing team ever in this sense. They're 4-0.
I know.
Like to your point, like I don't want to leave with the negative because you're 4-0. You're 4-0, and this is not a 2023 thing where.
Luckily.
You have to worry about them melting down. I don't think so because
yesterday would have been a loss in 2023. Right. The defense kept them in it.
Right. This defense is that good.
And you've been saying that.
Defense is so good. Even, I love Jihad, man. Jihad rocking people. Got a pick. I know he got beat on the wheel. Who cares?
That's a tough coverage.
And by the way, how about some pressure on the other end?
yeah.
So the kid doesn't have to cover that long. It took a while. Got to get some pressure. I love Campbell. I love this defense. Quinton.
Oh, man, he stuck Bucky Irving Campbell.
Knocked the wind out. Yeah, he did. Quinton playing tough ball.
They're going to start calling the shirt tie. I mean, it's going to be so he's got to watch that. But I love him jawing people, grabbing Wirfs by the face mask.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I love the attitude of Coop and Q.
Coop wrecking people again yesterday.
He was a tackling machine.
Reed had a couple good plays yesterday. Dude, the defense, I love the defense. Is
Cooper the best tackler in the game right now?
Yes.
It's so textbook fundamental every time he makes a tackle.
Yeah. It's how they do it in Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the truth. He is.
We got a super chat from B-Dub. He's saying, Kevin Patullo called more explosive plays in the preseason games compared to the regular season games. LOL.
I hear you, brother. I do. I hear you. It was completely frustrating. And again, you're in Tampa. You have to like keep your foot on the gas. Like,
even at the end of the first half, they were a little conservative going for the field goal because it's like 3rd and 13 and they just handed off to Saquon for 2 yards.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking, what are you doing? You could really, really put them down here.
Yes.
And then they give them life with the long field goal.
Yes. Like,
yeah.
And that's the thing you're worried about. Like, they got to get a handle on this offense because, and again, it's a weird situation. You're 4-0. And you're probably going to be 6-0. And there's times when they look like a machine that looked like last year. And then there are times where you go, oh my God, this team's horrible. It look like the Browns offense.
Look horrible.
Right? Look like the Browns offense.
Do you think, Jalen took a hard hit. People say maybe his head wasn't right for the second half.
I thought that too. He took a shot.
Yeah, his head might have bounced off the
shoulder. Wasn't
but I think his head might have hit the turf first. I don't think the actual impact of the hit, like the person hit, but afterwards. Maybe it rang his bell a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I could see that.
But that's got to be like I would think the training staff aren't idiots. They're going to talk to him to make sure he's cool.
I thought he might be hurt too. I was thinking the same thing. The other problem is, again, there's certain throws that he's late on. Like he's always been that. That's where your offensive coordinator has to devise something else. Like they need better pass plays. They have to.
Right. And I understand you want to try and, shorten the game with the lead, but there are pass plays that are almost like running plays. Just as safe, low risk. At first and 10, the Bucs.
Where's the screen? Like a screen. Dude, a screen. Are you kidding me? Basic. I'm talking basic stuff.
Right. That's what's worrisome.
My God.
That's I don't know, man. There's a way it feels like the job's a little too big for a first-time play caller.
It could be. It could be. Here's the problem, is that you don't go to the tree, oh, wait, here's the coordinator tree, and pluck an OC off a tree.
Well, they did the year before. Kellen.
Well, not in season.
Oh, yeah. No, this is it
That's what I'm
now. We're
talking
ready to
about.
roll.
Yeah,
No, I mean, before the season started.
No, I'm talking about now. Like,
no, yeah.
you don't go to the bye let's go to the bye week. We're going to trade for this guy, and we're going to have a new OC.
Juan Castillo, is he
Like,
around?
come on, man. Like that's he's got to get it right. He's got to get it right now. But there's other factors. To me, you got to put the bulk of it on him. But this whole line, too, this line has not been as dominant, and they don't win the point of contact the way they won. I think part of it is they're banged up. I don't know about Steen.
Lane is a concern.
Game. He is
as someone who broke a cervical bone in their neck, the nerve pain. I mean, if there's something degenerative going on there, that's nothing you can really fix.
That poor.
Yeah.
I
mean, nerve pain in the neck.
Got nerve. Something's going on in the neck, shoulder area with the nerve.
I didn't want to think about
worst pain ever.
Yeah,
worst pain ever.
There's almost like nothing you can do to get rid of that nerve pain.
No. Anyway, we got lots to uncover. By the way, happy Red October. It's not October yet, but it's Red October. The season concluded yesterday. Phillies will play the winner of the Dodgers and the Reds.
The Reds, not the Mets. The Reds.
The Mets.
Reds.
And it was the perfect seat, the end of the year for the Mets.
The Reds clinch on a loss.
The Mets.
With they sell out $1 billion in contracts this offseason?
Yes. Yeah, the Mets, a disaster of a second half.
Sanchez, did he not throw a ball till the third inning?
Yeah,
like 18 straight pitches, all strikes.
Yeah,
he's
locked in.
Yeah,
he locked in.
Yeah,
it was great to see a Mets collapse. Out, get out. So Dodgers and Reds, Phils will play the winner on Saturday at Citizens Bank Park, and in the other it'll be Cubs. Padres, and whoever wins that series plays the Brewers. So the best of the three division series from LA and San Diego. So it'll be interesting to see.
It's gonna be fun.
Chicago.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah,
Chicago's got home field.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Chad is crushing Patullo.
Yeah, well,
Robert Salduti, Patullo blows.
Yeah,
Eddie Wright. I think he said it might have been him who said he's got one more game and he's out of here.
I mean, that's the problem. He's not going to be out.
Well, that's
here.
Big Farts Jones. He gets one more week. If we don't demolish Denver, they can't move the ball again. That's it.
I know. I mean, the problem is you're not going to blow them up.
So preseason's over now. 4 games, right? We're in October. Better get it buttoned up.
Well, again, we saw it. 3 halves equal 4-0.
Yeah, that's how good they are. Brain, what are the odds? Could you bet under of Jalen Hurts passing yards in the second half under 5? Like, what would that pay? Under 5 yards, and you hit it twice.
That's amazing. All right, lots to get to. We got coming up, Bo. We got BG. It's the BG breakdown coming up at 10 o'clock. We love our boy BG. David Murphy. It's a Murphy Monday. So we got lots to get to. Let's talk about a couple of our friends, shall we? The great Bo Wulf is about to join us.
Well, let's talk about Rothman. You know, we just mentioned I had a broken neck. Rothman hooked me up. Our boy Andrew, bad shoulders, they hooked him up. All of Anthony's ankles and knees basically are hooked up by Rothman. So this is what they do. They help us getting back to what we love, especially like in the fall. You bike around the Schuylkill, doing a little hiking with the kids. It's good biking weather. That's where Rothman Orthopedic comes in. From aches after a pickup game to old injuries flaring up on fall adventures, Rothman's team of experts is here to help with evidence-based care and a commitment to restoring your mobility. They'll get you back out there and stronger than ever. So don't let pain put your fall on pause. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today and get back to doing what you love and doing it pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics, getting you back to your fall game is their mission.
That's right. Rothman, make a point. Get your appointment, right?
Yeah, get that appointment.
Get it going.
Don't wait.
All right, let's talk about Cherry Hill Jeep. There's only one Jeep, the iconic Jeep. and the only one place to get it, Cherry Hill Jeep. You're looking for that Jeep or Ram truck, the best dealership in South Jersey, and it's close to all the bridges, right? Been the market leader since 1967. That would be Cherry Hill Jeep, owned by my man, Charlie Folk. It's a Folk Auto dealership, which means it's second generation, years and years and years. It's been around doing great stuff. And again, they got you covered. The best selection, more importantly, the best prices. You get them all the time. Slide to that Jeep Grand Cherokee this month. Not only is it the most awarded SUV ever, it was named MotorWeek's best midsize utility vehicle for the past 2 years in a row. That's in addition to being a 2024 IIH top safety pick. Now, I can give you all the stats and all the awards, but it's a great truck, all right? It's just a great vehicle. It's a great SUV, and that's why you need to go to the great dealership for it, Cherry Hill Jeep. You can drive your new Jeep or Ram truck home today. Again, minutes from all bridges, available 24/7 online, cherryhilljeep.com. Listen, go see my boys, all right, over at Cherry Hill Jeep. Dante got you covered, all right? Tell him I sent you. You get the Cuz discount. I'm big with the Cuz discount on the Jeeps, all right?
You need to get in a Rubicon. Big Jeep Rubicon with the big wheels, go four-wheeling.
You know who has that? The Tooch.
Does he have a
Yeah,
Rubicon?
he's
It's a good vehicle.
Yeah. I know people buy Jeeps elsewhere. I don't know why. Why?
Don't know.
Just don't know why. Cherry Hill Jeep. All right. Now, let's go to our friends on the Xfinity guest line. Our man who does such a great job covering the birds for all PHLY, the great Bo Wulf.
Our man on the ground, he's solid and sound. He's on the hunt for Eagles news. Handsome and astounds, clever and profound. We're talking Eagles with Bo Wulf.
Brought to us by Cherry Key of Cherry Hill. What do you say, Bo?
How we doing, cuz? I got a question for you.
Yes.
So 2 weeks ago, after the Chiefs game, we had a good conversation about like how much mattered. Like, was it right to be worried about the offense, even though they went to Kansas City and won? So I'm curious why, after this game, you do feel a little bit more like the offense needs to do better.
Because it's 4 games into a season now. It's the 4th game. So by now, you should find a rhythm in your play calling. 4 games into a season. Now, listen, it's hot. There's a heat. You have a big lead. But what we're seeing is a pattern. And this is a 4-week pattern. And the pattern is being way too conservative. And that's the issue. The issue with Patullo is, you got issues with the run game, right? You got issues not getting the ball to AJ. But your play calling themselves, it's by itself, has been too conservative, Bo.
I totally agree with you. And there are a few aspects to this, I think. One of them is when they get a lead like they did at halftime, Nick Sirianni's deep down, his philosophy has always been conservative, which is a little bit interesting when you think this guy was a wide receiver. He's an offensive play caller. That has never been the case. Like the reason he goes for it on 4th down is because he has the tush push, and that like allows him to give himself the freedom to do that. But he has talked before, like his inside, when a push comes to shove, he always does want to make the conservative decision. And so in a game yesterday, when you've got a huge lead at halftime, they're going to just try to run the ball, and they don't have the team that they had last year. And we'll get to that in a minute. But there are other little things about that. Like, for instance, what drives me nuts is all of these 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12 handoffs. And so I looked at the numbers this morning, and on 3rd and 11 or longer this season, the Eagles are running the ball like 58% of the time, which if it was over the course of the
that's
season,
give up. That's
because it would be the
right
highest
the
rate
yesterday.
this century. It would be the highest rate this century over the course of a season if that was the case. You have a quarterback. I know that he can't make all the throws. You got to trust him to throw the ball downfield. And guess what? Even if it's not completed, you might get a penalty. Like, what are we doing with that give up stuff? That drives me nuts.
Drives you nuts.
You
watched Green Bay and Dallas last night. It was a wild game and all, but there's no give up from the Packers. Packers are airing it out.
Right. I mean, you got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. It shouldn't be the craziest thing in the world to think you can get 12 yards on a passing play. And so to me, this was a conversation we had on the postgame show, and Fran brought it up, and I think he's exactly right. That you think about last year, and they had that week 5 bye, and they had an opportunity to reassess who they were, and that's when they turned the switch to become a running team. I think now is the time for them to reassess what their identity is. And maybe this, maybe it comes after the Thursday night Giants game because they've got that mini bye. Maybe it comes in 2 weeks. But I think they need to completely reevaluate what their offensive philosophy is because they don't have the same running game they had last year. The offensive line is not as dominant up front. I think Saquon looks like 90% of what he was last year. And guess what? I think Jalen Hurts has looked pretty good this season. And I think he's taken a leap in terms of pre-snap diagnosis stuff. Yesterday against the blitz, I know he was 0 for 8 in the second half, but the first half, he was nails. It was the best success rate for any team against the blitz that was blitzed that often all season long. I think they need to lean into giving Jalen the keys a little bit more, finding more ways to get the ball to AJ Brown and build the offense that way. And then maybe the way defenses play you changes a little bit and it opens things up for Saquon a little bit more.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. I also think you could do other things. Like you got to be more creative on your route tree. Like they're just not good. It's the same routes. It's not good. Like you got to be more creative with it. And by the way, can I get a screen? Can I get a true screen to Saquon and get you got blitzed a million times yesterday. I missed all the screens they ran.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is they ran a couple good screens early in the season that were very successful. And it was like, oh, they've got a screen game that they didn't have last year because they didn't really do that last year with Kellen Moore for whatever reason it was not in the game plan yesterday.
Against a blitzing team?
Yeah.
Tampa?
I mean, listen, in the first half,
a miss?
They were
that's
great against the blitz.
When you got in the second half, when your quarterback's struggling, to go get him, go dial up a screen?
Yeah, that would have made a lot of sense, especially in the second half when things changed. They had 7 possessions yesterday in the second half, not even including the final possession, and they went 3 and out on 5 of them. What are we doing?
Well, and that's the issue. That's the problem. I mean, you look at it and you go, basically for the season, they've played 3 good halves of football, not counting the defense, the offense, because the defense was good. The defense has played way more half. But if you're looking at the offensive positive halves, right? First half, Dallas.
Yeah.
The whole game was a slog against Kansas City, so they get none.
Yes.
The second half against the Rams and the first half yesterday.
And honestly, I thought the first half yesterday was the best half I've seen Jalen play in a long. I mean, since the Super Bowl for sure. But even beyond, I mean, he was locked in. He was seeing things quickly. That completion to Goddard, the easy one to Devontae. He was absolutely dicing up Todd Bowles' blitz. It was like a 90% success rate in the first half. He was doing a great job, and I don't know what changed in the second half.
He also stood up. There was a play in the first half. I was like, wow, I made a note of it, where he stood tall in the face of the blitz.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, it was pretty good. Now, second half, I don't know, but he was late on a few of those throws in the second half. And
that one possession when it was just 3 straight passes to AJ that the defense was all over, and there was that one that was almost intercepted. That was one where it really looked like the worst of Jalen on that possession.
Yeah. But I think the offense needs to be redone, reimagined. I think the pass game needs to be.
I totally agree.
The route concepts need to be reimagined. They got to go in and they got to strip it. You're right. If I were them this week, I'd be working on it for the mini bye. I would be working on this whole thing because, hey, next week is going to be interesting. You get Denver on a short week, and we're all taking for granted they're going to win, but they can cover. So the fact is, they can cover. They have a really good secondary. They'll man you up and go, all right, we're really going to take away Saquon, and we'll spy Jalen.
Yeah, and their pass rush is very good. That's not a cinch of a win by any stretch of the imagination. The Eagles will have their work cut out for them. And listen, Bo Nix has struggled, but Sean Payton can dial it up. So that'll be an interesting matchup on that side as well.
Yeah, again, the issue is with Patullo, where do you go? Because you're not. People go, he's got one more game, blow him out. You're not blowing anybody out. You're not blowing any coaches out. We've seen this before. You got to try to make it work.
I mean, now this is when I will go a little bit more towards your side of the argument from week 2. I mean, they are 4-0. They have played some good football. I think it's possible to say that the second half yesterday, whatever went wrong, is fixable. Let's see how they come out against Denver. But yeah, I mean, there is no doubt that they have some stuff to work on. I thought, the red zone creativity was encouraging. It was nice to see them, dial something up there. I'd like to see them, use the same brain power that they did to come up with that stuff, to come up with stuff on like 3rd and long.
Yeah, I just think they need their route concepts changed or tweaked,
or just diversified, less predictable.
It's fixable, but I don't know. We had a half where there was -1 passing yards, and you're like, all right, that's a deal. This is fixable. We work on it. And they followed up with a half of 0 passing yards. It's like comical.
Yeah, I mean, he only threw 8 passes, so it's kind of like self-defeating. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to say they had a good half. I thought it was. Well,
you only throw
terrible.
8 passes because you're 5-3 and out.
Keep going 3 and out. Exactly.
I mean,
I mean, I'm not telling you it was a good job, but I at the same time, I thought they had their best half of the season in the first half.
Well, the reason why they're 4-0 and unbeaten is because of the defense. I mean, and special teams. But
the defense hasn't been great either. I mean, the defense has been good. It hasn't been as good as last year. They have been fortunate.
I think they've been better than I think they've been as good as last year. No,
not quite. I don't think so. I mean, they're a lot
trouble
looser.
Stopping the run.
They've been much worse against the run, and they've given up more big plays.
Wow, they lost.
I think they have been fortunate that when the defense has struggled, has coincided with when the offense has played well, and when the offense has struggled, has coincided with when the defense played well. I mean, the offense put the defense in a terrible spot yesterday in that heat. They had to play so many snaps in the second half. It's impressive that they were able to bow up. When it mattered. Special teams is a big factor too. I mean, if you want to like get into the nitty gritty, Sirianni talks so much about situational football. Maybe the biggest reason that they're undefeated is because they've been perfect in the red zone on offense, and they've been very good in the red zone on defense.
And special teams has been terrific.
Absolutely terrific. Credit to Michael Clay. Credit to the professor who predicted the Cam Latu punt block coming.
Yeah, how about the professor?
Pretty impressive.
Yeah,
saw that coming.
Came strong with that.
I mean, 3 straight blocked kicks on attempts for the Eagles defense.
Yeah,
fantastic.
That's amazing.
Elliott's
I think
been
the
great.
defense has been better than you have. Again, you're going up against a great Rams team, and they gave up a couple plays. They were great against Kansas City. I mean, they took Dallas. Dallas has scored 40 in 2 games, and Dallas didn't do anything. And
I mean, I think they're ahead of where they were at this point last year.
Yeah.
But if we're thinking about like how good they were at the end of the season, I mean, they've got
Carter.
They've got a whole.
I need more from Jalen. Like I thought I saw flashes yesterday. I mean, the other issue is you're without Nolan, and they haven't gotten a rush. Like they're
because they're the only team in the NFL.
I guess I'm talking more about their back 7. They gave up 2 long plays, which were anomalies, right? Like you can't ask Jahad Campbell to cover that long. And then you had a breakdown where I thought there should have been safety help. But all right. Other than that, like they played really well.
Yeah, I thought the Jahad Campbell one was that's bad luck. You chalk that up. The Makuba one was definitely on him, and you hope that that's a mistake that he learns from. Listen, the front matters. They're the only team in the NFL that doesn't have a full sack on the season from their edge rushers.
Yeah.
They only have 5 sacks on the season, and only 2 of them have come from a 4-man rush, which explains why Fangio has had to dial up the blitzes more compared to last season when 33 of their 41 sacks came from a 4-man rush. That's a big problem. Jalen Carter, as you said, is clearly not 100% and you give him a lot of credit for playing through it, but he has not been as impactful as he was last year. Jordan Davis taking the leap has mitigated that some, but the rush is not dynamic enough. And even the back seven, I think the back seven has been very good. I think they might have the best pair of linebackers in the NFL. Zach Bond has been outstanding, but the secondary itself has not been quite to the level of last year's secondary, which is probably the best I've ever seen. So yeah, I mean the defense.
Reed made a nice play yesterday, a real nice play yesterday.
Sure.
I thought Quignon played really well. I mean, again, Cooper tackle. I mean,
Cooper's awesome.
That
guy's great.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying for the level of last year. That's all.
Toward the end of the year, that's what you're judging.
Yeah.
But for the first half of the season, they were this defense is better. But I agree. I think it's defensive special teams that are carrying you. They're 4-0. Again, and I still think this defense is why 2023 can't happen again.
I think you're right. And it's not just the defensive personnel. It's Vic. I mean, there's none of this looking over your shoulder at the possibility of a replacement, and then that replacement actually. I mean, Vic, you can trust in Vic. I think you're right. There are probably some things that are going to change over the course of the season in terms of, I mean, they can't be perfect in the red zone all season long. But listen, that was arguably the toughest 4-game stretch in their schedule, and they came out 4-0. I mean, even if you go 3-1 over the next 4 games, it's Broncos, Giants twice, and Vikings. It might be Carson Wentz in that game. Like, I mean, you got to feel pretty good.
Hey, David Murphy's joining us later. He tweeted out last night, the teams the Eagles have beaten are 7-2 against everyone else other than the Eagles. So, I mean, they're beaten.
Yeah.
Really good teams.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, cuz you know Howie very well. If he makes one big move, which I imagine he's going to, I think he's going to make some kind of trade before the deadline. Do you think it's more likely to be edge or corner?
Edge. I think you need edge badly. You got to add to that. You got to add to that position group. You just don't have enough.
And then do you make anything of the AJ tweets and the AJ situation?
Well, I was going to bring that up to you because you're down there. We know AJ, and like AJ's frustrated, and obviously, I mean that tweet. That's the only thing that scares me about 2023 is if you have these kinds of things going on. I mean, we just got done saying they're 4-0, right? They're going to be probably 7-1. And you got the receiver talking about, and let's put it up, Andrew. You got the receiver talking about how if you're not going to be heard, and there it is, you see it, it's time to walk away.
Shrug your shoulders and be on your way.
I mean, think about that, Bo. How would you take it?
Man, it's such a good question, and I don't want to speak for AJ, but it must be so frustrating for him, and I know that he doesn't want to be too vocal because they're 4-0. But if this is the way the Eagles are going to play, it's not good for AJ Brown, and you would have to wonder if they would be better off, getting whatever they could for him. Now, I don't think they're going to do that, and it's also almost impossible to do with the contract.
His dead cap's like $89 million.
Yeah, no, and you can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen.
You would weaken yourself. Like without AJ Brown.
No, but you gotta keep him happy.
Makes everybody else better.
of course, there's a good chance that he's the best player on the team. And I know that it's a little bit easier said than done to say, like, you got to find ways to get him the ball. But every other team with a star receiver is able to do it, right? Like, they do need to do a better job of getting him the ball.
Well, that's why you got to rip up these route concepts. Like, you got to change things up. Like if teams are playing them different and they're playing them more over the top because they can't, like, that's what Jason Avant said, that he's having trouble getting behind guys because they're playing in front of him. Well, you got
right. So find that intermediate space.
Yeah. And part of it is the quarterback has to be able to throw in those windows. That's something he's got to do.
He did it a little bit yesterday. That one completion to, I can't remember if it was Goddard or Devontae, where he throws it over Levante David. Like, that was a nice layered throw in the middle of the field. He's been doing that a little bit more this season. I think the offense needs to stop treating Jalen like, a rookie quarterback. And there are some ways in which they do that. And if he throws a couple interceptions, that's fine, because it's going to be in service of making the offense better long term. You gotta
he
show
said
stuff. It before.
You just
gotta
can't
take
be
the
like that conservative. Yes, you're right, Bo. You can't.
And then let's see what happens. Yeah.
What happens is, if you don't put that stuff on tape, teams just going to suffocate you even more.
It's so funny. It's so funny they're 4-0 and we're so angry.
I mean, I'm not even angry.
I'm with you. I'm
not angry. I mean, it sounds stupid. You're right. Like, they've won 20 or 21 games. So here's the truth of the matter is, you can win this way. They have won, and they've won, like you said. They beat Cowboys, who have been playing decent ball. They're not horrible. They beat Kansas City, who destroyed the Chiefs yesterday. They beat the Rams, that's a really good football team. And then you go in Tampa and win in Tampa. You won in Kansas City and Tampa and searing heat. I mean, 4-0.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel
it's
like
hard to argue.
Bo and I share a local watering hole, and I went in there last night post-game, and it doesn't feel like they're 4-0. People are frustrated. They're nervous. They don't know what's happening in the future. Yeah, it wasn't like, yeah. As soon as I walked in, oh man, what's going on with the offense?
Problem is, you can't tell.
By the way, they've also beat the spread in all 4 games, or maybe not the Cowboys game, but yeah, I mean, they are over exceeding even like Vegas's expectations, and still we're so upset.
Dude, I don't get it. I mean, in that respect, the final scores are bizarre. Like, it is pretty like an anomaly. Like, to your point, you what more you want, you win. But I could easier slough this off if AJ didn't tweet that.
Yeah, and also if you didn't see them play as well as they did in the first half, right? Because it is like they made the decision, to be so conservative, and it almost cost them. And so you're not just worried about the execution, you're worried about the decision making. I
mean, maybe
from the way that they're handling games.
Maybe it is all Patullo, Bo. Maybe it is. Maybe if it was,
I don't think so.
All Patullo, I mean, if he changes his mindset, let's see what's there.
Yeah, and it is obviously it's hard to separate Patullo from Sirianni because they've been together for so long, and I think they think about football very similar ways. But yeah, I mean, this is honestly, it's the kind of thing where a couple months from now, we might hear about how in the beginning of October, Jeffrey Lurie had a conversation with Nick Sirianni that led to the way that the offense evolved a little bit.
Oh,
just
totally.
having been around this team as long as I've been around them.
I told you last week he wasn't thrilled last week.
Yeah. I would imagine that those kinds of conversations are coming down the pike.
Definitely.
And as good as the first half was, like I had mentioned earlier, it wasn't really inclusive of AJ the first half. I think he had one ball for like 9 yards in the first half. So as good as the offense looked, he still was not getting the ball, which is not going to keep him happy.
And I don't think that I'll defend AJ a little bit. I don't think that he would be. I don't think he was upset with that first half. I'm sure he wanted the ball, but the offense was flowing. You know, he wants them to play good offense because they have the pieces to play dynamic offense. And so if he's helping opening things up for guys catching big balls, I think he's fine with that. What he doesn't want is them to, you know, turtle up and all of a sudden lose all their creativity. And that's what's going to really set him off.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
What'd you guys think of Ringo? I thought he played okay yesterday. No?
I thought so too. It was surprising. Yeah, it was surprising how little they threw at him.
Right. They threw a Q constantly.
They threw a Q and Cooper constantly. It seemed to me like he held up well in coverage. A couple missed tackles in the open field. I thought that penalty was a little ticky-tack. But
I agree with.
Yeah, for him, I thought it was a good start.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have issues at receiver, so I can't really tell. And I got to go look at the tape to see exactly where he was.
I would be happy to, even if Adoree Jackson is healthy this week, I'd be happy to give Keely another game.
I agree. I'm with you. We got BG coming up, so he'll be interesting to talk about this.
My man. Yeah.
Great show. Unblocked. Brandon Graham Unblocked with Bo Wulf.
He's the best.
Tremendous.
It's a good program.
Tremendous show, buddy.
Well, we appreciate that. BG's been awesome.
Yeah, well, you're awesome. So,
every Wednesdays at 11 it premieres on YouTube. So check out the
by the way,
BG Unblocked.
Somebody
show.
Sent me a video, so I got a video for you.
You got a good one?
Yeah.
Oh, love that.
One of our viewers. So excited.
I love that.
Great stuff, buddy. Thanks, Bo.
Thanks, guys.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Bo Wulf. All Eagles PHLY. EJ's flying. He'll be back today. All right. Do we have our man?
The brain?
Yes.
We have.
All right.
Brain. Red, the Brain Feinberg.
App. The Brain on the Xfinity guest line. Good morning, Brain.
Good morning. I got to ask you guys a question. If I said to you guys, come September 29th, Eagles have played 4 games. Jalen Hurts is averaging 150 yards a game through 4 games. Saquon Barkley is averaging 3.1 yards a carry through 4 games. AJ Brown is doing nothing through 4 games, and Devonta Smith is doing nothing through 4 games, and the defense doesn't even look that great. What would you say about what the record would be?
Against this collection of teams, too. Dallas at Kansas City, Rams at Tampa and Searing Heat.
Probably been the hardest schedule in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Arguably. Right up there. It's really, well, let me ask you a question, and I'm just curious in you and VG, your guys' take on this. I mean, obviously, you're ecstatic with the 4-0, and again, there's plenty of time, as I said, to get the style points down the road, but where is your lay of the landscape? Are you happy where this team's at? Not happy? What are you optimistic?
Well, I mean, listen, you can't gloss over 4-0 against that schedule, right? So
no, not at all.
You can't be completely, peeved and miffed. But I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that their offense needs a lot of work. That the offensive coordinator is way, way too conservative. Now, what Nick Sirianni could say is, well, dude, we're 4-0. So I could be as conservative as I want to be because we're 4-0. Until we lose, I don't want to hear it. Like, he could say that. Now, I think it's pretty obvious that they need to work on this offense. They also, I think, need to work on their route concepts. I think their route concepts are not doing the job for AJ Brown and Devontae for that matter.
It's interesting, Andy, because you've been following the sport forever, and I thought thought that the Eagles, in terms of Saquon Barkley, Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, I thought it was, for lack of a better word, like bulletproof, right? Like they may not be, whatever's going to happen, there's just no way this is going to be like not look good. There's just, they're too good. But man, it's been, I mean, everything's just been like just off. And I mean, again, I wouldn't say anyone is having a Dallas Goedert, maybe, I don't know. I mean, is having a quote unquote good season where you're like, okay, this guy's been amazing. But yeah, the 4-0 against a really hard schedule. That's why I can't recall a situation where a team where the individual stats have looked this, there's no other word. It's horrible. Actually, it's not even bad. It's 5 steps below bad. Everyone's stats are probably worse than the NFL, more or less. Yet the team keeps winning against a tough schedule, which, as you said, it's unbelievable. I got to tell you, it's very.
The Eagles are never dull. They're never ordinary. Even when they're epically great, they're strange, right? There's a story.
Yes.
They're like you look at our chat, the sky's falling because of the OC. Like they already want him out of town.
How much of an Anthony do you? I mean, again, no one like knows. But let's suppose Kellen Moore had never left. I'm just giving that as a hypothetical. If he just never left, do you think we would have seen some kind of drop off? Where, because the fact, I mean,
I think you'd see a little drop off because the O-line, right? The O-line is not run blocking. You also have to account for teams that are playing you differently. Like they can't run the ball. That's what's stunning, is that if you can't run the ball, well then where's your offense coming from? And yet, as much as they struggled, they have these drives. Like they were perfect against the Cowboys. The first 3 drives, bang, bang.
Yeah,
touchdown. They were perfect against the Rams in the second half. Bang, right? Like, all right.
But they had to do it,
Yesterday, the first half, bang. Like, God, I mean, that's what's crazy about it. And still, Barkley can't get free, and AJ's not free, but they still move the ball.
See, that's why I'm curious. And again, I know you know this far better than me. But I always people are like criticizing the coordinator, and I'm not saying that's not accurate. Please, no, I'm not. But what I am saying was, I guess I struggle to think a coordinator can really have that much effect and make it where something's great becomes bad. I have to think there's more to it than just that. But maybe not. Maybe it is.
No, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. Again, I think the offensive line is not
what it was.
Like not seriously not good enough.
Not
it's
healthy.
Not as great as it was last year. They're not, because of Lane's banged up, because Dickerson's banged up, right? Jurgens is a little banged up. And truth of the matter is, in the run game, Steen isn't Becton. I think Steen's pretty good pass blocker, but he's not Becton running the ball. And I think that's all hurts Saquon. And then the other thing is, I think their routes have to change. And their teams aren't playing you. Like, they're not playing press man against AJ. Right? Like, remember the Steelers
that's actually
last
a fair
year?
point.
Like, it's like,
100%.
we're going to play press man and we're going to blitz you.
Yes, I do.
Jalen could see that. But now they're not playing it that way.
Yeah. No, I absolutely, that's a great point. But yeah, I remember that Steelers game. That was a great great comp by you. But yeah, listen, we'll see what happens. I'm curious, and I know you're gonna have BG on the phone after. I'm curious, like, what his take is like on just watching, because it's interesting. The Eagles, one thing, their identity this run has really kind of been the offensive line. Would you agree? That's kind of been what has separated them for this great stretch they've had, where they've always had that. They've had that. Like, that's been like the constant. And I always say that raises your IQ more than anything. When you've got offensive line, makes the quarterback better, makes the running game better, makes the receivers better. It's kind of like it's the glue that holds everything together. And I guess if you see a few cracks in that, maybe that's why we're seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, but again, the it's hard to be upset. You feel like an ingrate if you're upset at 4-0.
Yes, you do.
Like 4-0.
You absolutely do. No, you're right. You're right. You feel that's exactly right.
I know you got the receiver.
You have to be careful on how you say stuff.
Weird verses that are, that's where it doesn't, things don't compute. It's bizarre. But like you said,
100%.
We're excited to have BG here. Who do you like tonight, Brain, in the doubleheader, the Monday night doubleheader?
Anthony, I ended up deciding, and I may be a freaking mistake. I ended up betting the Dolphins. I again, the reason being is I do think in these games, McDaniels has find a way during his era to beat the bad teams. Jets, I don't think are a really good team. And again, well, I think it's the right number. I don't think it was a bad number. I thought it'll come in where it's come in at, but I actually did make a bet on Miami. I did. The other game, Denver game, only way I could look would be Denver and teases. At the number 7.5 for me, it's a pass. But I do think Denver, if you want to do a teaser with Denver, I have no problem taking them down to 1.5. But again, that's another team in Cincinnati. You lose the quarterback, and it seems like everything's kind of like falling apart. Weird year in the NFL, Anthony. Probably the strangest beginning of any year I can ever recall.
Bizarre.
How many block kicks?
You can't get a read on much,
week.
right?
It's insane. The league's wild.
You can't get a read on much.
It feels goals and crazy game. Like the game last night, Dallas couldn't move the ball. They had. Go ahead.
You can't get a read on it. It's like it's like you think you know something and you just don't. And then you look, and then the Giants lose Malik Neighbors for the season, and they still beat an undefeated Chargers team. I mean, Giants they should be 3-1. The Giants had to get that in, but anyway, yeah, they it's just been a very tough season in terms of getting like a real read on stuff, and there's really. I don't know. I mean, and then the Chiefs, you think maybe they're dead, and then they not only beat the Ravens, they destroy the Ravens. And then Lamar gets hurt. Just a very interesting.
Yeah, you know what? Kansas City, you're getting Worthy back.
That changed the whole team.
Everything. It's amazing.
That changed everything.
It did.
That changed everything.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, he was really good. I had his over. That was a good one from yesterday. I had his over under was only 40.5.
Oh wow.
And that's ridiculous. Without Rashee Rice, you can't make him 40.5.
All right, Brain. Tomorrow we'll talk baseball. All right.
Look forward to it. And anytime you have a Michigan man coming up, I know it's going to be a good segment.
Yeah, the great BG. Hey, Brain. Brandon Graham Unblocked every Wednesday. All right.
Yes.
Need you to make sure on YouTube you subscribe to the shows. This way it always comes up. All right. Hit the like button. It's a great show.
What I like about Brandon Graham is that not only was he a great player, but he seems to be a great person. Everyone likes the guy. And so I always probably one of my 5 favorite Eagles ever. So
yeah, he's a gentleman.
Watch.
Great player and a greater guy.
Went to school.
Yep. And you both are Michigan men. Yep.
Exactly.
I like
All right, be good, guys. Appreciate you both.
All right, buddy. Tomorrow. Thanks, pal. All right, coming up, we are going to talk to Brandon Graham, and looking forward to it as always. But let's take care of some business, shall we? What a weekend of football was. By the way, we didn't even get to talk about Penn State. Oh, my God. Yeah, you can't throw that ball. You can't throw it.
He's 0-6 versus top 5 teams.
Man, they came back. First of all, Franklin's 5 minutes from getting fired, right? Like, you lose that game the way, like, getting smacked, but they came back.
Right.
Tie it. Force overtime, you just got to be able to, you can't make the throw. He's like, I fucking throw it over. No, you had 3 Oregon Ducks there, dude.
He stinks.
What are you doing?
He stinks.
And he made a couple great throws. While you were carving pumpkins.
He's 4-21 versus top 10 teams.
Unbelievable. Oh, wow. But listen, I was watching all football while my man was carving. I get it. But because his setup is, what's your setup?
Basic.
Right. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find the game. Woods. Right. You live you live in South Philly and you act like you live in the woods.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You're supposed to be a big fan. You're a big fan. You got to get Xfinity, VG.
Working on it.
Come on, man. It's the ultimate sports destination. You can find the best games and your favorite teams all in one place. And the way you watch is next level. It's the perfect fan flex. Got action right in your living room. Plus, Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. That's 4K. So clear, feels like you're in the stadium. Sometimes I got 4 games going on at once.
Wow. How do you even process all that?
Well, what do you mean? You watch for 4 games. It's the best. On top of that, you get real-time notifications, live stats right on your television. The best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail, VG. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. All right, let's talk about the BetParx Sportsbook online casino app. It's the BetParx app, and the BetParx app brings us Brandon Graham. That's right. So don't forget, the BetParx app will give you BG and a lot of fun stuff. Now, at Parx Casino, there is a huge gathering tonight. We talked about baseball. Baseball playoff Red October roundtable. Charlie Manuel, still.
I'm there.
Will be there. John Krupp, Ricky Bowe, Ben Davis, Tommy Green, all tonight at the Parx Casino Sportsbook, right? Just inside Parx Casino, the sportsbooks are beautiful. Go in, you make a left, you go straight down, you can't miss it. It's incredible. First come, first seat at the BetParx Sportsbook to hang out the round table.
Meeting of the minds, great baseball minds.
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to check it out, and you can hang out while you're there. All right, lots of fun stuff, great restaurants, great all kinds of stuff. Entertainment's top notch. ParxCasino.com for all things Parx Casino. This is how you win. Going to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, the man, always unblocked. Every Wednesday, BG Unblocked. All right? Brandon Graham Unblocked. Make sure you're watching it. Every Monday on the show, it's BG's Breakdown. Here he is on the Xfinity guest line, the great Brandon Graham. Good morning, BG.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Man, hopefully he's getting ready to suit up. Looks like he's down NovaCare. Let's get him suited up.
Hey, I figured, I come had this backdrop today, but as you can hear, they cutting grass today. I'm like, oh man, I picked a good day to do it. Man.
So I need you today, right? I need your mind.
All right.
So 4-0 against a tough schedule, right? Like,
yes,
it's Dallas, it's Kansas City on the road, the Rams at Tampa when it's 1,000 degrees. 4-0.
Yes.
And yet it's weird, right? Because the offense is what it is. AJ's tweeting Bible verses that are kind of weird, are kind of like, scary. How do you make sense of it, BG?
You know what, man? That's what makes the NFL great. Every year you have to build. It's no years that you think, oh man, just because we did this last year, they got similar team come back this year, they should be even better. It's more of it's a building process. You got new guys that came in. You got new rookies that's in here that you got to get up to speed on what y'all about with the Philly organization. And it's a daily walk. Of course, people going to be frustrated when things not going their way. But we're winning. And I feel like against a great team too, special teams stepping up. Let's talk about that. Special teams come out, start the game, does that. I don't know if it's anything out here where you can see you win a game, the game before touchdown, block field goal, then come in the first game and help you, propel you in that first half, man, the way they did. It just, block. Maybe this the year special teams gonna carry us a little bit too. It's all different phases until the offense get where they want to go and get together where they want to go. But man, all I can say is from last year, it should teach us that it got better as it went. What would you rather have? It grow into that beast what we did last year and win another Super Bowl, or get all the good stuff now and then come up short in the playoffs? You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's entertainment. I get it. You want that for your team every week. But if you knew how hard the NFL is, and the different teams that come out that surprises you, and the ones that you thought was gonna be good and not be so good, we're 4-0. Everybody assumed we was gonna be good, but they don't wanna just wait, be patient, and let us build. We winning. But I'm telling you, like, all you got to do is stay focused, not focus on what didn't happen. We'll get that to happen in a big moment. AJ gonna go out there and ball out like he did in the Super Bowl, and he gonna ball out in the big game, have 100 and hopefully 175 from the 1 year 23, and you can have all them back-to-back years. But did you see how that went? You see what I'm saying? So that's where I've seen these guys just learning how to win and together. Injuries not helping us, of course, and people want to see Saquon too, and I get that too. Offensive line, they ran a lot last year. They trying to get healthy, and all I can say is they still finding a way to win, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah. No, I think everybody is. I think the offense has had looked really good at times, and then really conservative. I think the more people are most upset with not the players, but more Patullo and the OC. And I think people are like, hey, listen, you got to let it go a little bit. It's way too conservative. And I think that's what you're hearing. And then I think there's a concern when AJ tweets that out that, is he really not happy? I think that's where people are like, yeah, it's great 4-0. We learned a lesson from last year, but my man's got to let it, put the pedal on the metal.
100%, because that game, and definitely without the penalties that kept them drives moving, that hurt, that got them back in the game. But though they should have been they should have took off in that second half. I agree, and we made it a closer game than we would have liked, but the defense came through in the end. I mean, I love Jihad on that one drive, man, catching that interception. That was great by Reed tipping it, or Coop, whichever. I think it was Reed. And
Reed,
then, man, there we go. I was so excited for that. That's players making plays in a crucial situation, and that got us. Even though we didn't move the ball as much, we punted it back, and field position was a big cause. Why they came up short in the end. And that fourth down play, they just made a good play, man, on stopping the tight end, and then the game was over. But I think the guys are just building that bully, like we always talk about. I like how Doug used to say that we build that bully, because that is the honest truth. We got new guys on this team that's trying to get here and get right and get to that star status that they dream to get into, but they got to look in front of us, the people that's ahead of them, like Jalen Hurts. How are they handling adversity? How is this guy handling adversity? So that's why we got to stay together. We got to stay work focused, because outside noise want to see what they want to see, and of course we hold that to our standard. That's what the Eagles want to do. They want to look good while they're playing good, and since they're 4-0. But it's not looking the way everybody wants right now, but we just keep finding ways to win. I could take that until we get to the point where we've been here before, we know how to win. Now let's do it even better. And so I think that's just part of the journey, man, because a lot of people don't realize sometimes that protection that you're getting from things not happening right now is a good thing, because maybe you don't know down the line. Like last year, it just stumbled upon us again. 2-2, we was going crazy. Now we just 4-0, and it's still going crazy because it's not looking the way everybody thought it should look. And then he took that seatbelt off, which I think KP is going to do. He's just learning too. He's learning the players even more as a coordinator, and how that's a beast. It's a beast when you're in that position. People are coming at you a different way than they was when you was just hiding, being the quarterback coach or whatever it was that you had to do. But now you the coordinator. Now you the guy. So here come the pressure. Here come the heat that's coming in, and he's trying to figure out all those different avenues. And I just say be patient. Be patient with the Eagles, because we 4-0, baby. And that's all I can really say is it's a building process, knowing what I know now.
And you look at that defense and special teams, because you bring up the two blocks, then turn into the opening block. It's swat like Embiid. And the defense, the tackling, like watching, my God, Zach Bond, Cooper, man, I love Campbell. I love Jihad. How about the lick he puts on Bucky Irvin? That was like,
yes.
Talk about snot bubbles. That's one of your snot bubbles you talk about.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. So you got to look at some of the good stuff that's happening while we're building some of the bad stuff that we're not trying to own, but we have to own because that's what we put out there. Second half wasn't so great, but the first half we did what we had to do to get ahead. They had some good red zone offense. I will say that the tush push fake. That's what's nice about having the tush push and winning on that. You can open up other things. So that's part of the good journey that you got in your back pocket. And now it's just about KP just developing and opening up a little more so that you can make others happy, I would say. But at the end of the day, it's more about them making themselves happy. They need to block the noise out. But at the same time, I'm loving everything that's going on with the Eagles right now because I know all about the journey. And when you look back, we're going to be saying, I'm glad this happened because look what happened. That's what last year was. And this year, it seemed like it's trending in that same type of way. It's just we're 4-0 and we was 2-2 last year, but we saying the same thing. And so now it's hopefully for them that they start to just get better as the criticism come in. You're supposed to use it as motivation, and I think they will.
You know it's interesting because we're so consumed by us, right, and the Eagles. You look around the league. I mean, it's the league too. Like, it's hard. Every week, the Chargers go down. Everybody was all about the Chargers, right? And then Herbert was awful yesterday, right?
Yes.
They struggled in New York. You look at Green Bay giving up 40 to no CD Lamb Cowboys. I mean, go around the league. I mean, the Ravens are a complete mess.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody got some mess to clean up. It seems like the Chiefs is trending in the right way because they got beat up a little bit in the beginning, but that's what makes this league so great. Everybody has to focus on themselves and how their team are, like the things that you need to work on. And we know, okay, the passing offense is not as good as up par as you want it to be. So let's continue to keep focusing 1 week at a time. Let's make sure we expose who we're playing and make sure the game plan is executed the right way. Because I'm sure we making mistakes out there too. Offensive linemen missing blocks or whatever it is in the run game, or it's stuff that if you watch film, you start to see where the problems come in. And sometimes it's only one person that might cause the problem. They might have not heard a call, or maybe a different route. Maybe the quarterback wasn't on the same page. He missed the throw. Whatever it is, it's just only the team knows that. So, man, it's wide open for everybody this year. It ain't just no clear cut. The Bills look good. They look good, but they look good every year. But then you got to win the big game in the end against the Chiefs. So it's so many different things that's happening right now. I'm excited because that's what makes it fun, because you don't know who's gonna start to take off. And this is the time where, all right, the first month where we go 4-0. The next month we got to tackle that one. And then we just keep building, and so, yeah, man, you said it right there.
Can you describe the heat? Like, you played in that stuff yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you got, your offense is a little conservative, they go, 5-3 now, and there's so much pressure on the defense. You're out there. Describe that kind of heat, and you're on the field for a lot of the second half. I mean, I give that defense a lot of credit.
Yeah, the defense went out there and played, man, because it's not, especially like you said, the tackling was so good, man. As soon as somebody got the ball, it was on the ground, everybody coming. And so in that type of heat, that challenged you right there because, man, I don't care how much you did in training camp. I don't care how many games we done played up to this point. It's nothing like when you out there, and then some of the extended plays that happen because of penalty, that gets in your mind too. On top of the heat, it's so many different things that happened in that game that I was proud of the defense, because it could have went the other way when things came up. Everybody seemed like they stuck together or just moved on to the next, because that heat is wearing you down, and that's why they have the shade. They created the shade because they understand. Last year we learned from the situation with Reed going out for that game because of dehydration, and I'm glad they went out there early. It ain't nothing about being soft. It's more about being prepared. And I felt they was prepared. They went out there and they executed. And it might have been to not everybody liking. Of course, they more critical of themselves, but that was what I was more proud of. The mental focus that they had to win that game in the end, even when things started to look like it was slipping, they still made big plays in the heat because you got to have a mental toughness when you out there. And that's really what it is, man, when you're dealing with heat. It's all mental toughness.
So, all right, last thing. I got to hit my boy because I get this question a lot. And if Howie calls you, right? They ask me all the time, right? I go, I promise. I only ask my boy because you're the most beloved Eagle in this town, all right? If Howie calls you and goes, BG, I need you, what do you say?
You know what I say, man? Hey, look at BG's breakdown on Mondays with me and Gargano, me and Cuz. Hey, because that's all you're going to get, baby. That's all you're getting from me. Hey, Unblocked. Come check out Unblocked coming out Wednesday and every week. And, man, hopefully I'm talking good about the Eagles always, as you know. Keep winning. Everything's going good.
You're the greatest. Yeah.
Bed Parks Casino, baby. We good. Xfinity Live. We doing commercials. That's what we doing now.
You are the greatest, and it's all love, baby. That's what everybody, because everybody knows you and loves you. So
Man.
everybody roots for you, brother. And you are awesome. The show is freaking awesome. Everybody's gonna watch Brandon Graham Unblocked every Wednesday. It's tremendous, baby. Thank you.
Thank you, man. And like I say, I just hope that the Eagles, they're gonna figure it out, and they're gonna figure it out on the defensive side of the ball too. I mean, you got your boy Morrow, who's stepping up in a big way. I mean, when Jalen Carter get really in shape, because I know it's hard for him right now, but he's building. I know they got great coaches in Vic, who's gonna hold you accountable. His coach, Coach Clint, is gonna continue to keep working them.
I love Coach Clint. Coach Clint,
man.
Clint Hurt is one of the best coaches. The one thing what makes them so good is they develop players. Like Clint's terrific. They got so many good coaches in that staff. Panunzio, they're just good people.
That's why the special team's going good. Mike Clay and Panunzio.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, this year, everybody keeps saying 23 is giving them vibes. No, we didn't have these type of quality coaches that stay after winning the Super Bowl, because that's what happened. You lose a lot of stuff when you do. We got a new coordinator, but he been here. It's not like he came from out of nowhere, so he kind of understands a little bit. But now it's just taking your seatbelt off and trusting. It's building that trust, and that's what it is every year. I don't care who it is that comes in. Vic had to trust us just as much as we had to trust him, and we started to build together. And you've seen the masterpiece in the end. If we could continue to stay focused as a team and not worry about the outside noise, I think the Eagles don't have a problem going back. And I think guys that you don't think would be stepping up is going to step up like they did last year. You're going to see, Nolan when he gets back, continue to step up.
Yeah.
Then you're going to see Jalen Carter out there at rare form again, doing his thing. Jordan Davis, who was last year, still, people was critiquing him. This year, I think he's having a breakout year. And all I know is you're not going to have it every game, but as long as your name getting called, that's all that matters. And you making plays in critical moments and stepping up when the team needs you. And, man, they're going to be fine. But it's a building process. So, Eagles fans, hold on, because I know all about it. I promise you. It's a daily walk. Just like with your job. Whatever your job is, you're not real good at it. It's the journey until you get to that place where then you can pour back into the youth, or maybe you pouring into them as you continue to keep going. However you get it, just know that it's the journey. And so I'm happy for the Eagles right now. I'm happy for them. They're going through some adversity on that side of the ball, on the offensive side. Okay, and you still winning. So let's continue to keep building, because we're going to figure it out. And everybody get involved when we figure it out.
I love it. All right, my brother, I'll let you go inside. Ask Big Dom what night we're doing dinner. All right, so you gotta come. over
Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Tony's.
I'm down.
All right.
I'm down. Let's get some spicy rigatoni, baby. Alessandro's. Let's go.
You're the greatest. We love you, brother. Rigatoni's
Let's
on
go.
the house.
Hey, with the chicken parm on top, chopped up. I appreciate you.
Love you, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
All right, y'all.
See
Go
you, man.
Birds.
Go Birds. Oh, my God. He was fantastic.
Ooh, I love the chicken parm, man. Yeah, BJ.
He's chicken parm.
Yeah, you got me hungry.
Rigatoni.
Yeah.
Oh, that's classic. Absolutely classic. Great stuff. All right. Coming up, it's a Murphy Monday, so we'll talk to our buddy David Murphy from the Inquirer. Mixed in a little Phillies talk. The bro has to cough.
He's telling me it's just a scratch in the throat. It sounds like he's got the vid or something. He's like, everyone's got it. I was like, no, not my circle. Everyone doesn't have it.
Stay away
over
from the
there.
bro.
He's
Bro, stop coughing. I hear you coughing in there.
He sounds like the
Take
dad
the
meme.
freaking cough drop.
He sounds exactly like the dad meme. You know that one where like the dad wakes up and he starts clearing his throat? He's like, That's exactly what he sounds like in there.
Don't come in here. Do not come in here.
Yeah. All right. Let's take care of some business, and then I want to go around the NFL, and I want to talk to David Murphy. All right? How great was BG, though?
He's the best.
He's the best.
They could use him, though. I can't believe they don't have an edge rush sack yet.
I know.
They need something.
I know. All right.
Yeah, you're right. If you're going to trade for anything, you got to get pressure. They need an edge.
Yeah. Take it away. Let's talk about some of our partners.
Yeah.
How about some Ace?
I love these people at Ace Hardware because they help people like me, people who don't know anything about hardware work, home restoration, repairs, nothing. So if you've got a faucet or an outlet you said you'd fix last summer, Ace Hardware Home Services, they got people for that because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks. Nope. They're also the helpful home service and repair folks. From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, they got trusted pros. Keep your house humming all year long. They bring the helpful home. The helpful you love from their store now to your front door, all the way from Philly, all the way down to the Jersey Shore. Ace Hardware Home Services, they bring experience. They got local plumbers, techs, handle everything from repairs to seasonal maintenance, installations, upgrades. They bring understanding, listen to your goals, and the job's never done until you're totally satisfied. They give you some time to do what you really like because no one likes working on their house. Free estimates, always on equipment installation replacement with trusted advisors, and they give you options that are best suited for your home and, more importantly, your budget. They're local. Their teams live and serve in our community, and they're dedicated to keeping their neighbors comfortable in their own homes. So if you got something that needs fixing, visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com and get started on that next project.
Ace. Love it. Hey, here's the deal. Tonight, I don't know what you're doing, but it's Red October. Maybe the last couple days of September, but it's Red October. The season is over. The playoffs are beginning tomorrow. And you got the NL. Phil's get the winner of Reds-Dodgers. It's going to be amazing. Incredible end of the season.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah,
How about Boston Yankees? That's a good series.
Good, yeah. And you got the Tigers and the Guardians. Epic collapse. And we'll see if it keeps going.
Tigers.
Yeah.
My God. And then Cubs-Padres, good series.
Yeah, there should be a lot of home runs in that series.
So it's good baseball. Well, tonight at Parks Casino, you have the legends of baseball. Charlie Manuel, the skip, the best. You got John Kruk. You got Ricky Bo. You got all of them. Ben Davis. Listen, do yourself a favor. Tommy Green, do yourself a favor. Get the Parks Casino Sportsbook right inside. Walk in, right? Street Road, Ben Salem. Easy to get to. It's a mecca, everything. You could go hang out with those guys tonight, 6 o'clock. All right? First come, first seat. So make sure you're on time and early to get your spot. And then you watch doubleheader. They're going to have both games on, so you can see both games right there. Jets and Dolphins at 7:15, 8:15. You got Denver, Cincinnati. So you can watch both games, and you can get a nice bite to eat, too.
Love it.
Great night.
Great night.
All right? Parks Casino. Just check it out. ParksCasino.com. Again, the great baseball roundtable tonight. Got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLE.
Got a little play, too. For anyone who needs a little early action, I'm going to Serie A. I couldn't decide whether I was going with my favorite salami or my favorite Italian dish, and I think BG just nailed it. So we're going to go Parma today in regulation versus Torino. Parma's plus 138.
Serie A.
You know, it was almost went Genoa over Lazio, but we're going because the BG mentioned it. We're going Parma.
There you
today.
go,
Plus
Parma.
138
Put a little cheese on it.
versus Torino.
Please.
You don't like his Italian accent?
No, my God. It's such an affront.
It's eggplant Parma over there.
Just that's if you want to win it, it's Parma today.
Please, it's Italian.
I didn't say I'm not.
Don't.
I'm allowed to talk
I
Italian.
can say things like that.
My culture.
I'm allowed to talk Italian, believe it or not.
You don't know.
I got a vowel at the end of my name.
No, you don't. We don't claim you. You're a Dracula. You're from Transylvania.
Yeah.
I'm just
The crypts of Rome.
I'm just playing.
I like a good little wall on the tool.
We're just filming. BG's the best. Absolutely the best. He's so much fun. All right. Do we have Murph? Because then I want to then we're gonna go around the league. I'm down to talk to Murph today. And because also I want to not just birds. What do you say?
Futz is setting the line at minus 750 that Murph's muted when he comes on.
You should have said anything. We could have seen if he actually did it or not.
Yeah, you the cat's out.
Yeah, now he knows he muted.
Sorry,
He
Futz.
unmuted.
Sorry.
Let's go to our buddy. Terrific columnist for the Inquirer, our man David Murphy.
It's time for our man, David Murphy.
Our picture's the best.
Yeah.
I love that picture. There he is. Good morning, Murph.
Morning, and just for the record, I last week I for the first time intentionally unmuted myself, and I was ready to do it again even before anything was said.
Did
So
not need to be told.
only
How about it?
only took 3 months.
So we got so much to unpack with you. All right. Obviously, Eagles will tackle first. And yesterday, it's funny. Like we're talking to BG. BG's like, dude, they're 4-0, right? Like, and this is what a player's going to tell you, that you're 4-0 against really good competition, that you can't get lost in the offense. Of course, it's hard not to get lost in the offense because it looks so dramatically different from half to half. And you look at the play calling, and it's been ultra conservative.
Yeah, I it's funny. I tweeted out last night. You know, my first instinct was BG's first instinct, which is, look, they're 4-0. You know, they've beat three very good teams. You know, you can't start nitpicking. But then, as I was waiting to come on, I went back and I looked at the game book, and holy cow! I mean, they had negative 30 yards, I think, in the second half. You know, 5 3-and-outs. Yeah, I mean, it. Let's start with this. They are the weirdest team, and they have been the weirdest team. I would argue probably in modern NFL history. I mean,
yes.
They threw for less than 3,000 yards last year, won the Super Bowl by 20 points.
In the pass era.
Yeah.
This isn't 1966. Johnny Unitas is the only quarterback in the NFL.
Exactly. Like, you know, have you ever go back and watch those 1980s, even 1990s games? Like, Phil Simms stunk, you know, like he was not a good quarterback, but he just happened to be one of the best of a rotten bunch, you know. I mean, I was even watching. I watched some of the old the Bill Walsh. I was watching a Bill Walsh game at some point, and like Joe Montana was. Don't get me wrong, he was good, but the game was just so different.
Way different. It was amazing because Randall was amazing, and you go, how could you have Randall Cunningham and not win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, he was a modern quarterback. That's the thing. They didn't know what to do with it, you know. And the Eagles are kind of taking it back to back then, and you know, it works. I guess I spent all last season saying they can't keep this up. This isn't sustainable. They're gonna have to stretch the field at some point. And I was just wrong. And so I'm at a point where they've kind of earned the benefit of the doubt, and this is kind of who they are. Here's another thing people haven't really brought up. The schedule, let's think about the schedule a little bit. They played two teams who they played in last year's playoffs, and they played a third who the Bucs, who they've played more than anybody else, in the Nick Sirianni era. And then they opened the season with a division rival who they played in week 17 of the regular season last year, and who had, you know how these teams prepare. Division gets a lot of extra attention during training camp. So you're dealing with the fact that they are 4-0 is kind of, you can't lose sight of that. That's the big takeaway. You had four teams that were uniquely prepared for them, because they had just played them last postseason in week 17, and again, a division rival, and the Bucs, and they threw for 200. They had 227 total yards against the Bucs last year in the regular season. Part of it, I think, it does have to do with a unique kind of start to the schedule and teams that they're playing with who are geared to beat them.
Let me ask you guys this offensively. What do the Bengals and the Titans have in common? They're the only two teams offensively averaging less yards per game than the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles rank 30th right now. The Titans and the Burrowless Bengals.
Oh, my God. The Bengals haven't played.
Yeah.
At this point, they might be they were close last week, and at this point, they might be averaging right around the same yards per attempt passing wise as they averaged rushing wise last year. It was close last week. So I mean, look, you can there's all kinds of numbers that you can throw out there. They're one of four teams in the last 5 years to win 3 straight games with less than 290 yards total offense. And again, it's the familiar teams: Titans, Steelers, Seahawks. That's kind of who they are right now. They're kind of Tomlining their way through the first 4 games of the season. And if it didn't work out so well last year, I would be quite nervous. But at this point, to be 4-0 against these teams, and I think Saquon kind of had it right, where it's not we're 4-0, but look at all these reasons for concern. It's we're 4-0 despite all these reasons for concern. And I think that, look, they're just weird. I don't know what to make of it, is what it comes down to.
They are weird. It's crazy. But here's the one issue that scares me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of all the stuff that scares me, because I think stuff can get fixed. One, I do think that that Patullo's way too conservative, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that needs to change. I think he's got to reimagine some of his route concepts on offense, right? Because it's not working against certain teams what they're doing. It's the AJ thing. Like, AJ's tweet kind of is worrisome, right? Like, when you have a tweet he puts it out at, like, we all can say they're 4-0, and there you have the best player on the team with this tweet, it does give me a little pause for concern.
Yeah, I think that's that was my first reaction when I saw that this morning too. The thing you have this year that you didn't necessarily have last year is, well, I don't even know if you could say that, because AJ wasn't exactly a completely happy camper last year. You have some rumblings of discontent. I've given up trying to read into Jalen Hurts, but some of the way he answered some of those questions yesterday, might suggest that he would like to open it up a little bit. But he's always felt that way. I mean, I remember after one of the playoff games, I think it was the Commanders, when he, his first remark was something about the fact that they took the handcuffs off him or something, so this has been kind of an ongoing thing. But yes, there's, Jordan Mailata, I was talking to him last week after the game, and, he brought up 2023 and kind of saying, we can't keep on doing this, or else it's going to turn into 2023. And, that's a little concerning when people are bringing that up unprompted. So, yeah, I mean, again, the teams that they've beat are 7-2 against every other team besides the Eagles. The Rams are a very good team and a very underrated defense that's been one of the better defenses in the league over the last 2 half seasons. Same thing with the Bucs. And then the Chiefs are the Chiefs. That's the thing is, you look at it, they already beat the team that they beat in the Super Bowl last year. They already beat the team that gave them the toughest road in the playoffs. And then they beat the Bucs, who they hadn't beat, who they never beat. So it's like, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, like you exercised 3 demons.
Yeah, I mean the numbers are so severe that it's impossible to overlook, and I'm not at all saying that we're being ridiculous for talking about them. It's just you can't lose sight of the fact that they are 4-0 playing with the same philosophy that they've played with over the last 20 games or whatever. When the only game they lost was one that Jalen Hurts left early with a concussion. So I think the AJ thing might be AJ. I really do. And the thing we haven't talked about too is look, I think AJ's probably man to man. They're going to be a little more beat up this year than they were last year, just given the way they play and how long the season went. Then you have AJ who missed a bunch of time with the hamstring injury. And then the biggest concern to me is the interior of the offensive line. You got Landon Dickerson coming back from injury, who he's been less than himself. I think he's probably just gutting through it. You have a right guard who has not been great. And that was kind of the story yesterday, where when you see, Saquon Barkley losing 3 yards running up the middle, and Jalen Hurts getting sacked up the middle, and that those 2 plays kind of derailing a drive, that's almost your answer, for everything. Where you got to get the pass off, especially, and you got to get interior protection, especially with Jalen and kind of his stature and the way he sees the field. You got to protect him up, right in his face. And I think the running thing more than anything is why they are where they are. I mean, it's tough to throw the ball a lot when you have 6-3 and outs, 5-3 and outs. I think the interior of that offensive line is probably would be my biggest concern, and
Lane health wise.
Yeah, and he's been, obviously these guys are, at least he and Dickerson are both gutting it out right now. And I think Mailata missed a few snaps yesterday, or somebody did. But yeah, I think that
Lane
that's
did.
The big question. Yeah. Lane did then. Yeah. That's the big question. Can they? Because this whole thing only works with the offensive line.
Agreed. Yes.
And that's the big question to me: is can they get back to kind of clearing those paths for Saquon?
Now, the only thing I can say is they're not 2023 because this defense is different.
Yeah.
Right? They have a stable defensive coordinator. 2023, you had upheaval on both sides of the ball. Well, here you're not going to have any upheaval on defense. You got a veteran defensive coordinator with a great staff, and it's a great unit. So I'm not afraid it's 2023. I mean, obviously, you don't want to mess around on offense, but
I think that was the biggest. That was, to me, how well the defense played yesterday, with the exception of 2 plays. That kind of overshadowed the offensive struggles to me, because they played an excellent game. They looked exactly like they did at their peak last year. Yeah, I mean even that the Egbuka catch. I mean they were in position to make a play on that. It was just it was one of those things. I think look, they were up 3 touchdowns in the second half twice, and the only way you lose a game like that is turnovers or big plays, and they gave up 2 70-yard plays, and that's really what it comes down to. And so it's that's the one one thing I'll hang on to, or you're not completely panicking, because they were in a mode heading into that second half where your number one goal is no turnovers, keep the clock moving, and don't give up big plays. And if they hadn't given up those 2 big plays, they would have won by 2 touchdowns.
All right, I can't. I was waiting for you because I want to talk some baseball.
Yeah,
we got Red October. We got the matchups. We now know the Mets have collapsed. The Reds lose and celebrate on the final day of this season. So Phil's get winner of Dodgers Reds.
Well, go Cincinnati, right? I mean, I think the Dodgers are. I think they're getting right at the right time. I think they're they're a dangerous team to play. But at the same time, last 2 times they went to the World Series, they beat the Dodgers, and one of those times they beat the Brewers. So maybe you can hang your head on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, the Dodgers are going to be tough, man. It's going to be a heck of a series. It's a shame. Again, it's a crime that it's only going to be 5 games.
I know. Throws you nuts.
It's just insane. I mean, when you have a marquee matchup like that, it's got to go 7.
Manfred.
Yeah, I mean, it's all TV.
I know.
I don't know why it is, but anything that happens, it's best for TV. So,
but they got it. Well, it's better for TV to have a 7-game division, a 7-game division series.
I'm with you. I don't know why they insist on this. But look, it's going to be a great series, and it's going to be a series where, unlike last year, you're going into it. I don't know what the odds will be, but I'm going to assume the Dodgers are going to be slight favorites. So unlike last year, you're not going to kind of have that pressure of being the team that should win against the team that has kind of been in your head a little bit for a few years. But it's going to be great. I don't know what else to say. I can't make a prediction. All I know is the Dodgers are going to be really tough. And if they can beat them, I mean, that's a heck of an accomplishment.
I'm looking at the Bet Parks Futures National League 2025. Phillies are the favorite of plus 190. Dodgers plus 250.
Wow.
Yeah, but the Dodgers have to play another
series.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another series. So their odds are going to be less that they get through that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think that the Dodgers are a completely different team than what their overall season numbers suggest. I mean, Blake Snell missed a bunch of time. I mean, they all missed a bunch of time. Glasnow, Snell, and it's for Ohtani only started pitching. There's so many questions. I mean, is Ohtani starting a game for them? I would assume he is.
Yeah, I think so.
They've been stretching him out.
No, dude, he's pitched brilliantly. Like he's pitched great over the last month.
But he's only gotten up at first, at least. I think he has 11 or 12 starts, and for at least the first 7 or 8 of them, he was only pitching 3 or 4.
But they stretched him out. Now he's pitching 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ohtani. I mean, just they already have more starters than you know what to do with in a 5-game series. But having Snell, Ohtani, Glasnow, and then all the rest of the guys coming out. I didn't even mention Yamamoto. Yeah, I don't even know I'll be interested.
Well, and you got Emmett Sheehan, the rookie, who's really good, who will pitch out of the pen. So they started him over the week. It was Friday night. He went 1 inning, so they were trying to get him used to going and pitching 1 inning and come back and pitch again.
Yeah, it's great. It's kind of invigorating a little bit because they're almost back. Despite the fact that they're the number 2 seed and they won 96, 97 games, it almost feels like they're back in 2022. Where you don't necessarily. I think it will go off as an upset if they beat the Dodgers. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not.
I mean, upset. I mean, I think they're too heavyweights.
From an objective standpoint, it's and they thrive.
Good, though, as much as we talk about.
Oh, I know.
No, but you talk about Glasnow and Snell and Ohtani. I mean, Sanchez has been ridiculous. Luzardo and Ranger. I mean, all 3 of them, or both those guys, ever since Wheeler went down, those guys have pitched lights out.
Yeah, 100%. I think Sanchez. I think Sanchez is the best pitcher out of the whole group. But I would then argue they probably have the next 2 best pitchers. But like you said, you could certainly make an argument for Ranger in there, and Luzardo. It's just a matter of 75% of the time he's unhittable, and 25% of the time he's putting up a crooked number. So it's going to be fascinating. I really don't know.
Plus, I like throwing those lefties against Ohtani and Freeman. So you got 3 lefties going up against Ohtani and Freeman, and Muncy too, because Muncy is left-handed power. You only got to write, like Will Smith is really good against left-handed pitching. Like he rakes left-handed pitching. But other than that, I mean, Teoscar's not, and Betts has had a down year.
Well, Betts is also he had a really bad first half, but he's got like a 900,000 OPS over the last couple months. So, yeah, it's like I've said before, I think this is going to be one way or another Rob Thompson's kind of magnum opus, because it's really all on him. How short a leash do you give those three starters? How do you use how do you use Nola? How do you use all these, or when do you pitch Orion? Who do you use in the 7th and 8th in front of Duran? Does Strom have enough in the tank left? And then the outfield, obviously, handling Castellanos, handling Kepler, handling center field. It's going to be very interesting to see especially when Snell pitches. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do.
My only fear, I'll throw it to you guys. Like my biggest fear, I should say, I have two of them. Right, one is I hate the week off. Like I hate going. I mean, it's good for your health, but going from you just end this marathon, and then you're sitting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? It's always a worry. The first game back after missing a week, there's so much live that you see. It's different. So game in a short series, game one scares me on Saturday. And then it's, hey, what's Duran going to be like against the Dodgers in closing out a game?
Yeah, well, let's hope it gets, it's got to get there for him to be able to close it out, and like you said, I'm of the belief right with you where you're at a disadvantage for sitting out a week. I think the advantage goes to the team that's playing in the wild card series, especially it really sets up well for the Dodgers. You really got to root for the Reds here because, we saw it with the Phillies in 22, you have a relatively easy wild card game or wild card series. You play 2 games, you still get, 2 days off. And yet you don't lose that rhythm that you've had all season. That's probably my biggest beef with the 5-game series is that it is preceded by 5 days off for the team, with the higher seed. And that's just, it's baseball. Every single hitter will tell you that a day off every now and then is great. And certainly,
but 5,
you got the Wednesday inter squad game.
Yeah, it's
20,000 people bought tickets for that. Like the first day they went on sale.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
That's awesome. I'm gonna be down there. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what the scene's gonna be like. But
Phillies v. Phillies.
Here's in this current postseason format, the number 2 seed has never gotten to the World Series. It's odd.
Yeah,
it's 1, 2, 3, 6 years so far. Guardians lost ALCS, Phillies lost NLDS, Astros lost ALCS, Dodgers lost NLDS, Yankees lost ALCS, Braves lost NLDS.
Hey,
now, I guess the good thing is, I guess I'm kind of searching here, but it'll be interesting if it goes 3 games, Dodgers Reds, and then they have to fly cross country, to Philly. That's something, I guess. But I still think
it is because of your pitching, right? Because it'll mess with your pitching.
Yes. And so, that's I think that their game one of the wild card starter is not going to be available for game 1 of the NLDS, I think, which is kind of the built-in advantage. But with the Dodgers, I don't know that necessarily, given that, who would start game 1 anyway,
I think Ohtani.
I would too, but Snell's your defending Cy Young winner, and has pitched pretty well here down the stretch. Right?
I mean, you could have some gamesmanship if you start Snell and you win, then you sit Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think what you would want to do probably is kind of save whichever guy you're most comfortable with coming out of the bullpen. I think you save him for game 3 in case, you run into a situation where it makes sense to go to a guy like that, especially, if you have depth in that rotation. And I don't know who that would be for them. Probably not Snell. It might be Ohtani. I don't know. But, I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see. The worst part about this whole thing is we just have to speculate for 5 days because we have no idea right now. And there's really no way, any information.
I think we don't have to speculate about the bullpen. I think the bullpen is going to be the breaker for either team. The Dodgers are struggling. They're loading up with Sasaki and Kershaw, and they look good now, but it's a whole different thing. Playoff baseball coming out of the pen than doing it in the regular season, especially at Citizen Bank Park. Yeah. It's going to come down to Dombo make the right move with
Well, it's going to come down to whether or not they hit. That's the truth. Yeah. I mean, I know that you're right about the bullpen, but you got to hit starting pitcher. Like you can't be down 3-1, 4-1 going into the late innings, no matter what their bullpen's in shape.
That's how they play all year, though. They've been breaking bullpens all year.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I know you don't. I don't want to.
October's different.
And that's the thing is, it's almost like I wrote this the other week where the only honest analysis of the only honest prediction for a playoff series is that nobody has. I don't know. That's the only honest thing you can say. I mean, we saw it 15 years ago, the best rotation ever assembled, and a lineup that was probably the best offense still at that point in the NL, if not Major League Baseball.
1-0. Yeah, that was the title of Game 5.
But even the year before that, you had Cody Ross and Rentarek come. Who were they? Who were they? It really all comes down to, Bryce Harper's going to get what, 20, 25 plate appearances over the course of a series, maybe. And does he have a hot 20 plate appearance stretch or a cold 20 plate appearance stretch? Same thing with Schwarber, same thing with all the, and then can one of those guys, it's always a question of can one of those guys who aren't those guys step up, and I think Bader, right now,
he's a candidate.
Yeah. If you were putting odds on it, Bader would be the guy that you can see winning a game for them, but Stott has been that guy. Brandon Marsh has been that guy. So it's going to be very interesting to see. That's why I keep coming back to Thompson, because it's going to be from lineup construction to who's actually starting on a day-to-day basis, and who's pinch hitting when they go to the lefties or the righties, out of the bullpen. It's going to be very interesting to see how Rob kind of handles this and really kind of handles the pressure, because it's obvious that it's all going to be on him. And the only way this plays out is with decisions by Thompson that can be second guessed if they lose.
Yeah.
Do you guys think or want Rojas on the playoff roster for pinch hitting and defense, for pinch running and defense?
I mean, I would rather keep.
No.
I need to dive into all this, so I haven't actually looked at the numbers and figured it out. But I'd rather have someone like Kemp on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Rojas. I don't need Rojas. He's not that good of a fielder, and he's not that fast.
Bader's. Is there really? Would you really want it? Would there ever be a situation where you would defensive sub Rojas in for Bader? I don't think there is. Then it's like, you could maybe argue as a pinch runner, if it's a question between him and Weston Wilson, then you could argue keep Rojas for his speed. But I think, look, home runs win in the postseason, and we saw it last year with the Mets. The more guys you can have on that bench that can run into one at any given moment, and Kemp can do that. Marsh can do that. Kepler can do that. Castellanos can do that. That's going to be, if you're looking for one kind of advantage that they have compared to last year, is that, and this is credit to Thompson, they don't have a set it and forget it lineup. So you don't have to be married to that, with a guy like Bowen. Remember how big of a story it was when Bowen didn't start a game?
Yeah. Hey, real quick, this year, Murph, hang on 1 second, because we're in overtime. OT. Make sure you're watching on YouTube right now. If you're watching on Xfinity, you're watching on Roku, any of our other platforms, come right to YouTube as we continue the conversation And do us a favor and subscribe. Hit the like button. Helps the algorithm in a huge way. Murph, I'm with you. I think you're right. It's going to be, it's how does Rob handle the bullpen? How do the roles play out in the bullpen? You can't overexpose. Remember how the one issue when Alvarado really against the Astros took down the closer spot, right? Like he took down that high leverage spot, but you used them 4 times and you exposed them too many times.
Yeah, he ran out of gas.
Yeah, and guys had a beat on him.
The problem, I mean, I guess maybe the silver lining is that they really don't have a guy like that this year in front of Duran, do they?
No.
I mean, Robertson's kind of turned into the guy we all probably figured he would. Strom to me is a huge X factor, and I think you have to hope the 5 days off kind of help him more than anybody, because when he, the line between him being, just a dependable and great is whether that fastball is sitting, 95 versus 96, and they need somebody to step up in that 8th inning. I mean, that's kind of universal when it comes to the playoffs. I guess the Diamondbacks they managed to patch it together a couple of years ago, but 9 times out of 10 you need a guy like Dominguez was in 22, and frankly you need that guy in the 7th inning too. So I think the starters are going to have I think Rob's going to have to hope that the starters go long, and that's the formula.
I agree. 7. You want 7 from Sanchez. And if you get 7 from Luzardo, it means he's dealing and has 11 strikeouts.
Right.
Same thing with Rangers. So I'm with you. Murph, great talking as always. What are you working on? What should we watch out for?
Well, everything right now that we were just talking about, I'm going to start diving into in terms of what, I love this time. I love looking at a baseball series under a microscope, and I can't wait to kind of dive into it and figure out all these things out. That's probably what I'm gonna write today, is just here are all the questions that we need to figure out answers to, from how would the Dodgers set up the rotation.
Here we go. I got it. Bob Nightingale tweeted it out. It's Snell game 1, Yamamoto game 2, Ohtani game 3. If Ohtani doesn't pitch against the Reds, he starts game 1 versus the Phillies.
That's smart. That's how I just said. That's how I would have done it.
Yep. That's all right. Well, it's going to be great to, it's going to be like, how are they going to use Kershaw? Like, that's a fascinating, that's a fascinating question to me. And talk about full circle. Clayton Kershaw was a young pup in 2008 when he came out of the bullpen for the Dodgers, and the Phillies really gave him a rude welcome to the major leagues. It's going to be fascinating if he's now at Citizens Bank Park, coming out of the pen as I don't even know how old the guy is right now. Coming out, it's going to be just a fascinating kind of one of those little poetry of baseball moments where, I could still remember watching him warm up in the bullpen in 2008 or 2009, or maybe both, sitting there and no one really knew. Everyone knew the hype, but no one really knew, what to expect out of him. And nobody had any idea he would go on to become, maybe the greatest left-handed pitcher of the modern era.
Yeah, I know. I'll never forget that. Clayton Kershaw. And then how about how dominant he was and his struggles in the playoffs? You remember he went through the epic struggles during the 2010s?
Yeah.
He just couldn't get guys out.
Yep. And now, so it's almost like, it's going to come down to a Clayton Kershaw versus Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber at bat at some point, and it's going to be fascinating to see.
Totally. Mm-hmm. My brother, always great. We love it. We'll follow this journey of Red October together. Thanks, pal.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
See, best of Max, my little nephew. See, pal.
You got to meet him at some point.
I can't wait. I love it.
All right, guys.
David Murphy. Murphy Monday. All right. Let's go around the league and what transpired yesterday. The NFL is wild. It's incredible. It really is. It's week to week. It's just amazing. It's part of this charm of this league.
It started off good too. A little Wentz looking pretty bad.
Wentz looked horrid.
Yes.
Horrible. Carson looked terrible. I don't know how they it's funny though. I don't know how he came back and made it respectable.
Pegan heard the name and she was like, "Is that the guy with like all the acne on his neck?"
Oh man.
No, he didn't. He winds up throwing for 350 yards.
I know. It was ugly 350.
But he winds up throwing for 350, 30 for 46. He was under a lot of duress, in fairness to Wentz.
Yeah.
He was under a ton of duress, but he got the ball to Justin Jefferson, 10 for 126. Rodgers, 18 of 22. Ball hits the turf 4 times. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell, 99 yards.
A really good game.
And 2 touchdowns for Kenneth Gainwell.
Kenny G.
Isaiah Rodgers, he's making news the last 2 weeks. Yesterday, he chased down DK Metcalf. He hit a speed of 23.32 miles per hour, and it's the fastest recorded in history by the next gen stats. Isaiah Rodgers out there flying around.
Yep. All right, let's go. The 1 o'clocks yesterday. The Giants with the major upset.
How you handling it, dude? How'd you take the loss?
Yeah, take the loss.
Yeah,
Chad's been waiting to see how you
Chargers.
handled it.
Justin Herbert, 23 of 41. 18 incompletions, 2 interceptions.
These SOBs. I had a 5-leg teaser, and this was the only one that lost. How could the Chiefs? I had the Chargers at money line. How did they lose to a rookie QB?
Oh my God! Well, Jackson
Who's got
Dart
it better than the Harbaughs? Everybody this week.
Jackson Dart throws for 111,
right?
But he is able to. He is mobile. Cam Scattaboo, my favorite kid from Arizona State from the last year, who's like a Flintstone character, right? 79 yards, 25 carries. Their leading receiver was Slayton with 44 yards. No Malik Neighbors. Pretty amazing. They stink, but I mean, they have nobody on offense, but they win the game yesterday over the Chargers. Texans all over the Titans, 26-0. Falcons got better.
Yeah.
You knew that was going to happen. Bijan was a monster. They take care of Washington and Marcus Mariota. Next week, Daniels will be back. Saints stuck with the Bills.
The Saints have been far more competitive than I thought they would be, except for they got blown out by the week before. But they've been there, man. I mean, the quarterback has looked better than I thought. The old Rattler, he's looked a little better than I thought he would.
Rattler.
I hate Rattler. I can't stand him.
What a name.
I think he's terrible.
No, us terrible. The Niners are terrible.
The Rattler, 18-27 for 126 yards.
Yeah, man.
It stinks.
He had a better game.
Insult.
He had a better game than Herbert.
Not really.
Big farts. Joe's old Herbie is Garbaggio.
All right. Lions roll over the Browns.
Yeah, man.
Browns defense is good.
Everyone's saying round defense, but I don't know.
No. The Lions are nasty.
Maybe the Packers aren't as good as people thought. And
I think
Browns
that's more so the case. That the Packers stank.
The Browns just made that.
Gibbs, 15 for 91 and a touchdown. St. Brown gets 70 and 2 tutties. So the Lions all over Cleveland. Patriots roll the Panthers. So that weird game where Carolina shuts out Atlanta, they come down to earth. Drake May, the Patriots.
He had a nice game. I think he had a rushing touchdown, 2 throwing touchdowns. Man.
Yeah, he actually played very well. The Jaguars, 3-1.
Unbelievable.
They beat the
Unbelievable.
They beat the Niners. I don't think this Niners team's any good.
They stink.
I
They're
don't
hard to watch. I mean, I know Purdy's not playing, but they're hard to watch.
He played yesterday.
He played. Yeah.
Oh man, and they still stunk.
You weren't watching football.
Yeah.
I watched Red Zone. They weren't on much.
He threw for 309 yards.
Purdy did?
Yes.
Oh, man.
2 interceptions, though, key interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he was, typical Brock, just airing it out. A lot of short stuff. Rams 27, Colts 20. Game was tight. Indiana Jones keeping it close.
I know.
They need an 88-yard touchdown pass to the Toots. Amazing. My God. It was incredible. Tutu Atwell gets his 1 catch for 88 yards, takes it to the house. Puka, 13 for 170.
Jeez, oh, man.
My God. Bears come back and beat the Raiders. The Raiders stink.
They do stink.
They're terrible. In the 4:00 game,
Genty finally had a game.
He had a monster game, Genty.
He will wait for that bust.
Yeah, he looked great. Bears can't stop the run. Genty was terrific. Chiefs all over the Ravens, and Lamar hurt his hamstring.
They had like 4 injuries that game.
Yes.
Like their defense, that Ravens defense is just a skeleton.
Yeah,
of
well,
like what they were starting the season.
Beakway's out. When you lose your top 2 pass rushers, it's a killer. And Chiefs get back Worthy, and they look good. They even ran the ball well yesterday. Spags was nasty.
Yep.
Well, before Lamar gets hurt, he had them stopped.
Ravens 1-3.
Yeah. And dealing with Lamar's issue.
Yeah.
Look at that North. The AFC North.
Steelers.
You got the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly with the inside track, the Browns traded for Cam Robinson today, a tackle, because they're looking for they still think they can do something.
Right. Oh, man. The Bengals, they pull it out tonight. They'll be 3-1. Ridiculous.
They're not beating the Broncos. No shot. And then last night, if anybody watched, stay up for it. It was an awesome game. It ended perfectly for Eagle fans, 40-40.
Yeah.
First of all, the CD Lambless Cowboys put up a 40 spot on Green Bay's defense. And Micah was out most of the game.
Got back problems?
Yeah, and he got hit. There was a concussion protocol. They took his helmet. Winds up coming back in the game. Makes a key tackle on Dak. But it was wild. Back and forth, up and down.
Pickens came alive.
Yeah. But the Packer defense did not show me anything last night.
No. I guess the Cowboys.
You're letting that team go up and down the field on you. They went up and down.
Agreed.
And
so, hey, what are your all right? After this week, what are your top 5 NFC power rankings?
That's Tuesday.
Oh, we'll do that Tuesday.
Power
jumping
rankings
the
are
gun.
Tuesday.
All right.
Does he pay attention to the show?
He does not. That's Tuesday. We know this.
Like Andrew knows that.
That's
Come on.
not bad. Too many gummies.
Too much pumpkin.
Hey, and by the way, Frady said
Too
that was a
much
one
bar-
gummy game yesterday. Or that's not a one gummy game yesterday.
You can't have multi-gummy days in September.
Yeah, you turn into Uncle Frank.
Against that game in the
Really?
second half. Hey, listen, if I start sending y'all videos of my dogs licking themselves, then I'll back it off a little bit. Right?
We'll have a conversation.
Yeah. Until then,
We might need to come in.
Uncle Frank.
Yeah. Somebody might need for us to come in. We do have someone on the Bitch and Complain line, don't we?
We do.
Please. Bitch and Complain. Hey, Big Farts Jones. Come on, Fartsy.
Yeah, Farsi, come on,
You'd
man.
be great in the Bitch and Complain line.
Yeah.
And how about our boy, one of the most clever killers?
Oh, Eddie Wright?
Yes.
Yeah, come on. I mean,
Oh, our chat.
maybe Eddie's a little shy, but Big Farts Jones, he's out there in the arts community
How's
doing
Eddie
stuff.
shy? He's not shy.
I don't know if he likes
Come on.
talking in front of people.
Give us a Bitch and Complain message. We got one
From across the pond.
pond.
Yep.
You can always rely on Sammy.
Sammy from England. Let's hear it.
We have made a cock-up hiring Kevin Patullo. I'm telling you that right now. We made absolute cock-up of this hire. I don't think he is very good. He is rubbish at his job as an offensive coordinator, head coordinator. You know, he's fine as an assistant. he clearly did a good job because he wouldn't have been hired or thought about being hired in the process. But it feels a little bit dodgy to me that he was hired with no real interview process from other people, and that worries me a tad, and now we made a dog's dinner out of it. It's just going to make us look even worse over the next couple of weeks because we're going to get found out and we're not going to win games. 2 out of 3 sides of the board doing really well, but we can't look at this and go, this is fine. We've ballsed up on this. We need to sort out this situation right now. I am knackered, from staying up late and watching games, and I don't want to be knackered one week at a 1 a.m. start for me and watch absolute pony football, right? He just looks a plonker on the sideline, and we need to sort it out. However, I want to say lovely jubbly by the defense and the special teams for giving us 14 points yesterday, and lovely jubbly to the Phillies. Red October's coming up. I'm buzzing for that as well. And hopefully the Phillies will give me a bit of hope if something does go wrong with the Eagles. But I'd like to think that Howie's going to do something in the next couple of weeks, or certainly at the bye, where we turn this around, because I've got 2023 vibes.
4-0, Sammy!
Go Phils.
4-0, Sammy!
He's expressing a frustration a lot of people are feeling with this offense.
I
right
know.
Now.
He's rubbish.
And it's a great term, rubbish.
It is a great term.
Yeah, I love it.
So my boy Tooch watching from Italy yesterday.
Oh,
he said, I have nothing to bitch and complain about. I'm in Italy. Buongiorno. He was in Venice yesterday watching the game.
Nice.
So he's having Aperol spritzes.
Oh, good for him. He's living a life.
Man, nice.
Yeah. Salud, Tooch.
Probably good weather over there.
Brother.
September, nice weather.
Perfect. It's beautiful. It is. All right. That's going to do it for us. We got to go back in the day before we get out of here.
Yeah, let's go back in the day.
Brought to us by our great friends at TrueMark Financial Credit Union.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with TrueMark. Oh yeah!
So we're gonna go back. I thought this was a local company, but there's this commercial for a soda that I loved in town. They had a great
Frank's.
Yes.
Is it Frank's? Thanks.
Great jingle, and they had
talk about it all the time.
They had Scandal from the Patty Smythe sing their song for this commercial.
Yeah. Is it Frank's? Thanks.
Yeah.
And the cherry Wishniak.
It's the greatest soda ever.
People love the Wishniak.
The best.
You got to know this, Andrew.
The Wishniak?
The Black Cherry Wishniak by Frank's was.
I don't know that one.
Cherry.
I know Frank's.
They had a strong orange.
Yes.
Orange
soda?
soda?
Like the orange crop. Orange soda rules.
I love orange soda. Yeah. I know Frank's orange soda and root beer. I don't know the black cherry.
Oh, the black cherry was the number one. They loved everybody loved the black.
So they were
my grandmother would get the black cherry Wishniak and the vanilla bean ice cream. From
right.
I know what you're talking about too. I know the container.
Oh man, Breyers. She was Breyers.
Breyers.
Old Philadelphia too.
Yeah,
Breyers is good.
Yes.
Old Philadelphia was another ice cream.
I know that.
She would get the vanilla bean with the black cherry Wishniak and make a float.
I don't even know what Wishniak is, but it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, they had Patty Smythe of the band Scandal, who used to sing a hit song like "I Am the Warrior." I thought it was a local company, but here's a commercial I found.
Look at Patty Smythe.
Is it Frank's? Thanks.
Is it Frank's? Thanks. Kick drum with a nice Frank's logo.
That was awesome.
Chuck it on down.
On the keys. That was a great. It really was.
Oh, it was so good.
How did she do that? How'd she get hurt? How'd they get hurt?
I don't know, because it was a regional company.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Is she from here?
I don't know. I don't know.
She might be from here. She looks like she's from here. She'd be from the Northeast.
Yeah, she got a little Northeast vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York.
She's from New York?
Yeah.
All right. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us. Have a great day. We love you. Go Fightins. Go Birds.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
We all see